sir, I'm going through hell.
Keep up.
Focus.
When is it okay to walk away from something that clearly ain't working?
And all of a sudden, I feel a burning in my shoulder. I look down, I'm bleeding. If that's not God saying, girl, get up out of there. All right, you in trouble, girl. Get up out of there, babe.
Yes.
Like,
the first date bailed him out.
I beat him to the jail.
The good guy was there. We still chose the bad guy.
And sometimes the good guy is boring, ladies. It's
Yes.
okay. You better learn how to be joyful within yourself. This is where I saw who he was. Night and day. Black women don't feel safe sometimes because it's like I'm kind of screaming for help and no one's paying attention. No one's listening.
Because if I said the wrong things, to your point, it's issues. If I look the wrong way, there's issues.
They started calling me antisocial Ari.
So when you're missing some of those pieces to your puzzle, you're trying to find it in these individuals and trying to make what clearly ain't gonna work, but we try to make it work. We try to make it fit.
I had two thoughts. Do I have enough money for my son if I die? And do I have enough money for a funeral? And God just kept saying to me, if he did it for them, he'll do it for me. God will tear you down to build you all the way back up.
It gets so much better, girl.
God really transformed my life.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Britt with Beaut Tea Told, your relationship podcast, where me and my special guests, we take your challenges, struggles, whatever it is that you're going through in your relationships. We take that topic, we deep dive that thing, and the overall goal is to promote positive change and healthy relationships for all. So welcome, y'all. Now, yes, y'all may have noticed that I finally, got rid of them hats. I'm sorry I was giving y'all raggedy for a minute, but listen. The raggedy came with consistency, okay? So instead of letting the hair, affect what I was doing, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to roll with the issues. And here we are. So I got my hair together. And some of y'all might actually even remember this hairstyle. This is from episode 1. So I'm like, dang, it's been that long since I did this hairstyle, 2.5 years ago. Okay. But it's back, and I'm back, and I hope you guys are ready for a nice, hot, juicy topic. So, of course, you guys, without further ado, I have my beauty here, Miss Ari Baker, better known as Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with Ari. And Ari is going to tell you guys a little bit about herself. Me and her had the privilege of being on Nicole D. Miller's Colorism. Is it still a thing? So if you guys have not checked that out, make sure you check it out as well. But we were panelists on that discussion. And listen, we had a lot to say. There were tears everywhere. But it really, I think, was able to penetrate to a lot of folks that, listen, just because of the color of our skin, we are all human and we all deserve to be treated with equal respect. So, all right, I'm talking too much. So anyways, girl, all right, introduce yourself to the people.
Hey, everyone, my name is Ari Baker, but no one calls me Ariel. Everybody calls me Ari. Long story short, I am a nurse fitness professional. I've been a nurse for about 13 years. I'm primarily focused in oncology and cardiology. I also own my own fitness brand called Train Ari Strong and Step Ari Strong. I teach here located at Cleveland Heights at the Vault. I've been a step instructor for about 5 years now. And I also help facilitate events. And I also do catering. I do a little bit of everything. I like to teach. I like to educate. I like to instruct. That's where my passion is. So that's what I do. And I'm also a big autism advocate. I have a beautiful 16-year-old son who has autism. And I'm just exactly where I need to be.
All right, girl. So listen, y'all see why I grabbed her, right? Because she's doing a darn thing. She has so much going on. I appreciate you taking time out, girl, to come and have some tea time with me. And speaking of which, y'all, I ain't stopped. Make sure y'all stay to the end because What's the Tea is coming and y'all don't want to miss this. So I got a nice good one for y'all. And listen, she forgot to mention the fact that she is an author.
Oh,
hello. Let me make sure y'all can see it, okay? So sorry for the wait. Listen, it's a good read and really was the premise of what we're going to talk about today, which is it's time to step in the name of love. So this is going to be based on her journey and story of chapter 9 of the book. So make sure y'all cop this book. It basically is saying when it's time to reevaluate your life, when to know when to step away from toxicity step into self-love and self-care, and that way you can step into the right relationship that is made for you. So, I mean, we're going to be getting into a good one today, girl. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Now, of course, for those who, maybe the few that haven't got a chance to read in regards to your book, tell me a little bit about Isaiah, because that's what his name is in the book. And tell us, when it comes to, Isaiah, what, first attracted you to him? Because we all start off with, the good things, and then it turns left.
Girl. It was so funny because we started off more like colleagues and friends.
Mm-hmm.
We would train together, and we would sit and have like talks after training.
Mm-hmm.
Me and then my then trainer and the owner of the gym at the time. And he just came off really charismatic, very fun. I love a person who can make me laugh. And that's how we usually get got, ladies.
Yes.
If we make you laugh. And he had said one time that had kind of turned me off, and that was my first red flag before even dating.
Yeah.
Because we would sit and have like open conversations.
Right.
Me, my colleagues, the gym owner, my at the time the person who was training me, we would just have like tea talk after we would train, and we would like laugh and have fun. But even with jokes, you can hear a little toxicity in somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and I would pick up on it. But then I went through a breakup.
Okay.
I had went through a breakup. I was with the father of my child for 11 years from high school. We were high school sweethearts. We had a kid, my son. And at that time I was just like really looking to like reestablish who I was,
Of course.
looking for, for a familiar environment. And yeah. So it was because he was very funny, very charismatic, always high energy.
Yeah.
Which was opposite from who I was dating.
Okay.
So yeah, a lot of times ladies will pray, God, if we're in a relationship that isn't working or is failing, you start to pray for the opposite of what you have, not understanding what that really brings. Like the father of my child is very quiet, very to himself, a homebody. So I felt lonely in a relationship a lot because I was always out and about. And so I would pray, God, can you give me somebody who is fun and energetic and likes to go out and likes to kick it, and not asking for the good things I already had in my relationship, the stability. Like the father of my child was somebody who supported who I was, didn't want me to change who I was.
Yeah.
Comfortable with me being out and about, not controlling at all. So when I had my prayer, I forgot to add those things in.
Yeah.
I only focused on like the surface level things, which we tend to do. And God absolutely gave me everything I asked for.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be careful what you ask for.
Yeah. That's a good point, and I'm glad you brought that up, because I love the fact that, first of all, you did pray. I mean, you're not just throwing something at the wall and hoping it sticks. You actually did pray that, God, send me somebody with different qualities that I can be able to maybe better further relate with. And you're right. I mean, prayer, words have power. And with prayer, God will give you what you seek. Just be ready. You know what I mean? So we always talk about Sierra's prayer, but you're right. You can be as specific with God as you want to. That is one of the things that I found beautiful, even with my journey, is, honey, you can be as detailed as you want to. And God is such a good God that He will, if He feels like it's fit for you, He will give.
You have to be intentional. You have to be mindful, very conscientious of the things you say.
Yeah.
And also learn your worth enough to know what it is that you want. See, that's the thing. When you fall in love early, like again, the father of my child was my high school sweetheart. I would start dating guys after we broke up, and they would ask me, well, what do you want? And I couldn't tell them.
Wow.
I know what I didn't want, but I didn't know what I was looking for in a man. And just to be transparent, like I didn't grow up with my dad.
Okay.
And a lot of times, of course, the relationship you have with your father is what establishes your rapport with men further on in your future. So I was just here for the vibes.
Okay.
I knew what I wanted to be as a woman because I saw my mom, which is a habit I had to break, taking care of everything in the household, paying for everything in the household, extending herself beyond her her ability to, sometimes she was exhausted and tired and emotionally drained. Being that ride or die.
Oh,
You know what I'm trying to say?
yep.
For somebody who, not a bad person, but who is not, reciprocity is a big thing to me. Someone who is not pouring in to her as much as she was pouring into them. And it's just because they didn't know how to.
Yeah.
So me seeing that and being like, well, it's okay because I saw my mom do it. So yeah, to be honest, after I got out that long, long relationship with the father of my child, I didn't really know what qualities or what important qualities I wanted in the man outside of like the little kitty stuff of, well, I'm looking to have fun now. I'm a new nurse. I got a little money. I'm ready to travel. And my baby daddy, he didn't want to travel. He loved Cleveland.
Oh.
I'm like, I'm bored. I want to get up out of here.
Yeah.
And no regrets on ending a relationship because we just weren't aligned. But yeah, like just because you're not aligned with that specific person doesn't mean you can't take those good qualities out of that person and look for them in another person who you can be in alignment with.
Okay. I feel like that's a good tidbit right there as well. Definitely. And you know what? I think that a lot of times too with us, especially as beauties, we are the goal is marriage. For those who maybe that's not the case, this might not be the right channel for y'all. Just saying. But the goal is for you to be able to find your purpose partner, to be married, to have that, to be able to, better your family, to grow your family, maybe add to your family, whatever the case may be. And sometimes we will ignore some things that are right in front of our face, and we try to work through them. Which leads to my next question. So I know that you also mentioned that Isaiah was showing signs even before the dating, but again, we moved on and decided to still date anyways. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. Now, what were some early red flags that you still chose to ignore even in dating?
For me.
Sorry, not for me.
Girl, just so sad. But our first date, and mind you, I was excited. Like I'm like, oh, I really like him. I got the butterflies when I see him and stuff like that. Our first date, we went out to eat and we were supposed to like go to the next location. And we were riding up Mayfield. Girl, the police pulled him over. I was trailing him. The police pulled him over. He got arrested because he had an existing warrant. And what did my dumb ass do? I went to go bail him out the first date.
The first date bailed him out?
Because that's very much my trauma response for feeling like I need to be needed.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I was like, I want to be a ride or die. I want to show him my worth early on. I want to show him that I'm not judging him. I'm not worried about what you had going on in the past, which I should be.
I know.
I beat him to the jail. Like I talked to the police officer,
right?
I'm very diplomatic. So,
yeah,
officer, I understand you have to take him. Can you please tell me where he's going? Where we're going to take him here? I beat him to the jail. Pulled out the last little bit of money I had in my account, and I bailed him out.
Wow.
Foolishness. Don't judge me, y'all. Some of y'all who know me gonna be watching this, and I don't want to hear it. Okay, it is what it is. It was probably 7 years ago. God has transformed me.
Amen.
But anyways, second or third date, girl, another red flag. The biggest red flags, you talk about them out loud, you be like, girl, God was telling you to get up out of there. We went to the gun range. So I love to shoot. So at this point, I was very novice in shooting, but he was comfortable. So we went to the gun range. And it's his turn. He's shooting, and I'm behind him. And all of a sudden, I feel a burning in my shoulder. I look down. I'm bleeding. It's another man adjacent in the next aisle. His arms are bleeding. He, I guess, aimed incorrectly, and the bullet fragmented, and I was shot in my shoulder, and the man next to us was shot in his forearms. If that's not God saying, girl, get up out of there. Are you in trouble, girl? Get up out of there, babe. Like,
oh my God.
It's funny now. But
right, we can laugh now.
It's funny now. I remember calling my mom and telling her, like, Mommy, I didn't really get shot, but I got shot. And she said, how it happened? I was like, I was at the gun range with my little boo thing. And she was like, I don't know, Ari.
Ooh, yeah, mamas be knowing too. That.
And me and my mom don't have a great relationship. It's
Mhm.
always like back and forth a little bit, up and down, up and
Yeah.
down. So a lot of times when she would give me advice, I would take it with a grain of salt
Oh
because
yeah.
of the,
What you
the
what you
inconsistent
guys been through?
relationship
Yep.
that we've had.
Been
And so I was always like, okay. But now I'm older. I'm like, now that I'm older, I'm like, she probably knows some things,
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was like a second major red flag.
Wow.
Um, um, but I'm not gonna lie, like the first 2 to 3 months,
Mhm.
they have all these psychological terminologies now.
Oh yeah.
Uh, I was love bombed.
Yeah.
Girl, I thought I was it, talking about marriage.
Yep.
He had did something so sweet that had got me because I'm really into history.
Okay.
He had like wrote me a little letter and he had put a key inside of the card and he put it on my car. So when I came out for work, I used to be a hospice nurse. When I came out
Right.
for work, um, it was a card and I opened it up and it says, they say home is where the heart is. Here's the key to my heart.
Oh, you know.
Got me, girl.
Oh, girl.
I was like,
Teardrop and all.
I done found my husband. It's a wrap. I'm proving my baby daddy wrong. For
All
me.
the things I know.
For me.
I know.
And I was just having a good time. I was just having a good time. And ladies, it's okay to get out of a long-term relationship and just have a good time.
Yeah.
And not go into something serious immediately after. Do not let these people gaslight you into making you feel like you're a whore because you're choosing to date and find out what you like, your preferences, and who you are outside of the person you were dating beforehand. So, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a chronic dater, meaning like I love long-term relationships. I've never been the type of girl that like I don't thrive dating more than one person at a time. Like if I decide I like you, I'm really not focused on anybody else. But as I get older, I can see the pros and cons behind it.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like because to be transparent, like in likelihood, men don't operate in that same mindset.
True.
They will absolutely date as many women as they want to
Yep.
until they find the one that suits their needs best. And talking to men who I respect, a lot of times they will just keep women around who meet specific needs. She's good for conversation. I like to work out with her. I like her in the bed. She makes a great meal. And that's what it is.
Yep.
And then and that's why it takes some men so long to settle down because they like, why would I trade all this in
Yep.
for one person who might be lacking something that, I really need or I take, that I really enjoy.
Yeah.
So, yes, women, we can take from their book a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the first couple of months was beautiful. But I was still battling with closing up loose ends with the father of my child because I felt indebted to him emotionally.
Yeah.
So
a long time.
I didn't want to be with him anymore. But we were together for 11 years, so we had bills in each other's names, and it was like a marriage. And he was a good man, and I felt guilty for moving on so soon.
Wow.
And he was going through financial issues. I had always been like, and many of us ladies, I'm the foundation of the household. Hey, we need to pay this on time. We need to do this. This is how we can set up this and move forward. So when I split from him, I'm not gonna lie, I thrived.
Yeah.
I thrived. I mean, bought all new furniture.
Wow.
Got a whole new home. Had 2 jobs, but was able to maintain them well. Tyler was thriving, and I watched the father of my child kind of not thrive, like kind of suffered a little bit.
Yeah.
And that broke my heart for him because even though we weren't together, I still loved him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're the father of my child. You're my oldest best friend. We've been together since we were 15.
Wow.
And so I was trying to maintain a friendship with the father of my child, with trying to move on and be happy in a relationship. And he, the red flag person, just was very much so, you can't talk to him at all. You can't be friends with him at all. And I'm like, but that's the father of my child. Red flag right there. The biggest red flag was out of all of them. So about now we're 3 months in. I'm spending a lot of time with him at his house. I woke up and he was going through my phone, and the father of my child had sent a heart under one of my pictures I had posted. Didn't even see it yet.
Yeah.
But I didn't even see it. It was through IG. And he started shouting and screaming at me, like, why he commented under your pictures? And this is when I saw who he was. Night and day. Went from being bubbly, fun, charismatic, joyful, throwing stuff in the room, picking up things, to the capacity where he picked up the bed, flipped it over, broke the bed frame, pushed me into the wall, and like hit past my head. Now, ladies, the first sign of that a person is an abuser is when they hit past you.
Yep.
Okay, they don't have to lay hands on you. Hit past me, and I'm just remember him like his hands like this and me in between him. And he's crying now. He was like, why don't you love me? And I'm feeling like I've done something wrong. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have posted the picture. Maybe I should have set a better boundary with the father of my child. So another weak moment, ladies, please don't judge me when you see me on the streets, okay? So as he's crying, now he's sitting on the couch. Now I start piecing the bed back together, fixing the bed frame, because this is my problem. I have to fix it. And I have to show him that I'm worthy enough to stay with. It's okay. Again, I'm not judging you. You know, you got mad a little bit. You know, let me fix this. And then made him breakfast right afterwards. So went right on after that. And it was like the first 6 months were cool. And then after that, everything went downhill. And a lot of times we chase the idea of how a person was the first 6 months in hopes of that they'll return to that. And it never
do. They never do.
Red flags everywhere.
Girl, yeah, honey.
Stevie Wonder. Oh, I don't see him. Oh no, it's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. Self-sabotage. It's always my fault.
Yep. Yeah, no, but the funny thing is, and that's why I said like this particular chapter, mind you, the whole book is good, but that particular chapter, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've seen so much of me in your situations where the apparent is right in my face of all the things that are not going to get better. They can only at this point get worse. But I'm just so, like you said, I'm in la la land, la 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 la. You know, I'm just on cloud nine of just having this happy relationship because all the things he told me in the beginning. Again, you know, you fast forward through time and it's like, oh, we're gonna come back to that. We're gonna get back to what he was saying. You know, I'm still the wife. I'm still his good thing. I'm still all these things. And no, we're missing, you know, like you said, red flags everywhere. I seen a reel on Instagram. I saved it and it's still, I think, forever and eternally will be relevant. It's a girl, she meets this guy. It's a green flag behind him. You know, he's saying all the right things. But then here comes in the background a guy with this huge red flag. And she gets distracted by the green flag and starts like, oh, what's he doing there? And the apparent is red flag or huge, you know, little green flag for the guy, but big red flag for him. And we will still, even with that, we will still go to what,
because we're focused on the energy behind it. Oh, he can be smiling with a red flag, doing a cute little dance. Girl, pay attention. Focus. Really focus. You know.
And the good guy sometimes be right in front of your face. I've heard great love stories where the good guy was there and we still chose the bad guy.
And sometimes the good guy is boring, ladies. It's okay. You better learn how to be joyful within yourself. I had to get up out of that childish mindset where, you know what? It is a privilege to find somebody that is your spouse, your significant other, who you can have fun and kick it with. That's beautiful. But as we get older, stability, consistency, these things matter. And it's not saying you can't have it all, because you can. I've had it all. I have it all. But it's just also saying, like, what's your non-negotiables? Is your non-negotiable somebody that won't go out to the club and to the bar with you? Or is your non-negotiable somebody who won't respect you in your space and your individuality, and who won't put their hands on you, and who won't manipulate you and your finances and things like that? You got to think big. You know what I'm trying to say? A lot of times we're so focused on the small things in front of us, it's too late. And as women, spiritual ties and soul ties are very real.
Yeah.
So you're sitting here, you're spiritually tied to somebody who can't invest in you emotionally, spiritually, in any kind of way, and they're just kind of just taking up space,
Mhm.
you know. And I can imagine, like, especially when you saying you were being married, it's even harder because now you're in a covenant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So
Yeah.
especially you as a wife, and women here, especially in this country, we're taught that we need to be submissive.
Mhm.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, so
Oh, yeah.
if your man is doing something wrong, we kind of just got to take it.
Yep.
And when we speak out about certain things that don't sit right with us, we're nagging. And it's like, at what point do I get to advocate for myself and
Right.
defend myself when things don't feel right in my spirit in relation to what's going on in a relationship?
That's a good point. When is it okay to walk away from something that clearly ain't working,
Mm-hmm.
and not be judged?
Yeah.
Because you're right. The judgment comes with having been in the marriage versus a relationship where you're not so tied together. Um, but nonetheless, I love the fact that you're giving my beauty some very valid and essential tips that, some of us missed. Some of us, like you said, maybe didn't have that relationship with mom, or maybe didn't have that female, guidance to be able to show us and know better. Dad helps play a part in what we deserve and, the value and worth part. So when you're missing some of those pieces to your puzzle, you're trying to find it in these individuals and trying to make what clearly ain't gonna work, but we try to make it work. We try to make it fit.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, I know you're enjoying the episode of Beaut Tea Told. We're gonna get right back to it. But first I have a question for you. Have you been struggling in your relationship or maybe lack thereof and just need someone you can trust to talk to? Or maybe you find yourself back in them tired, played out games and wonder, how in the world did I get here? Well, guess what? You now can book a session with me at beautytold.com and let's talk about it. Let's heal, let's grow, let's build so that way you can become your better self, and that way you can attract what you are desiring and get the relationship that you so deserve. Oh, and don't forget to get your merch such as hoodies as well as mugs. Let's sip, let's talk, and let's make that positive change. We're going to become our best self, and I'm going to help you to get there. So again, I have so many to choose from as far as varieties that's best suited for you. Grab the relationship coaching that's going to be that game changer for you. And I can't wait to see you there. What are you waiting for? So I agree with you there. All right, so y'all in this relationship, y'all in here. Now, when things started to shift, when you started to see the uglier side of him, what still kept you staying?
Beautiful question. Because I was just getting ready to go into that.
Mm-hmm.
It was ego at this point. So imagine you leave a 11-year relationship, you get into another one fairly soon. Now it's, I don't want to say performative, but you don't want to look like you're wrong. And for me, mostly, I didn't want another failed relationship. I wanted this to work so bad, because it was a lot of things I did not do right in a relationship with the father of my child. You know what I'm trying to say? We did not have the knowledge base to communicate with each other effectively. We couldn't hear each other. Yeah. We didn't understand love languages back then. I wasn't faithful my entire relationship with the father of my child. So I felt like I needed to make that up with the next one. Okay, I'm going to be dedicated in this relationship. I'm going to be more submissive in this relationship. I'm going to be more open in this relationship. He tell me not to do something, I'm going to follow him. And he benefited from me wanting to be the perfect person that I wasn't to the father of my child. I said I wanted to be a better woman. You know, I was ashamed of some of the stuff I had did in my last relationship. And if I'm being transparent, especially after therapy and now being a life coach, I probably got some of my karma back, just to be for real. But after assessing, I'm like, my karma was done after the 4th, 5th, 6th months. Like, but we were in a relationship for 2 years. I could have got up, took my karma and got to going. After I got my karma, now it's just a soul tie, a bond, and just complacency and being comfortable with being treated like trash. Yeah. Like, you know that they say if you're around poo long enough, you get desensitized to the smell.
Yep, you do.
You know, so like every day I'm waking up on eggshells. Don't say the wrong thing. Don't do the wrong thing. Maybe if you know. And at the time, I didn't realize, very indicative, my thoughts, indicative of someone getting abused. Well, maybe if I shift how I act at the gym, you know, it was bad. It was bad for a long time. I would go into the gym. Now, I'm a girl that likes to work out. Like, I'm a guy's girl. I'm not going to hold you. females, they like me or they don't. But men gravitate towards me because I give off a girl next door sisterly energy. Not every guy's trying to have sex with me, but if I would go to the
Mhm.
gym, he wouldn't want me to dap up the owners of the gym or the instructors at the gym or the people facilitating the workouts if they were men. It was
Mhm.
times where we'd be invited to events and I would be given strict, you know, instructions to keep my eyes down. Like one time, one of the owners of the gym had gave me a hug, like a church hug. I caught hell at home.
Mhm.
I caught
Mm.
hell at home. So the next week when I went back into the gym, I didn't really say nothing to anybody, but he gets to walk into the gym all bubbly and kind. And then you know what happened? They started calling me antisocial Ari.
Wow.
So he got to be who he wanted to be.
Right.
But
All
for me to
the
keep the
time.
peace in the household, I had to change and shift who I was.
Mm.
And a lot of those a lot of those men in that gym are still friends with him now. And it's like, and this not to deter what we're saying, but this is where I feel like Black women don't feel safe
Yeah.
sometimes because it's like, hey, you know, I'm kind of screaming for help and no one's paying attention, no one's listening,
Mm.
and a lot of y'all see what he be doing, and oh, I don't want nothing to do with it. It's not my business.
Mm.
But it's like you see how I was before we
Right.
were together, or how before um I started interacting with him, and you see a complete shift in me. I remember one man pulled me aside, and we're still cool today, and said to me, Ari, are you okay? And
Mm.
I wanted to cry in front of him, but my abuser was
Yeah.
behind,
So
like
you had
in
your
off in
back.
the corner in the distance staring. And I was like, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Why would you ask me that?
Mm.
And it was nice to feel seen, but I was seen.
Wow.
So I thank you. I'm gonna say his real name because it's okay. Oh, he still at the gym. Oh, I want to thank you for always advocating for me and always taking up for me and saying, you know what, sis, I believe you. Because as
Mm.
a woman, they don't be believing you. You can say I'm being abused, and if the man is fun, oh, she a liar. Or if he's likable, oh, she a liar. From women and men,
Mm.
and it's hard.
Yeah.
And I'm here to say, verbal and emotional abuse can sometimes be way worse than physical abuse.
Yeah.
Um, and it took me having to undergo both from this party to figure out to the point where I was like, shit, would I rather get beat up by him or take
Mm.
some of the evil words that he would say to me? Like some of the years in therapy. Now
Oh
I still think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's been 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So to reiterate or wrap up what you had asked, it was me just really wanting it to work.
Yeah.
Me not wanting to be a failure again. I'm really hard on myself. I'm very big on being successful. Checking things off a list. You know, I was
Mhm.
almost 30 when we started, me and my abuser started dating. I wanted to get married. I
Yeah.
mean, me and the father of my child were engaged. I broke off the engagement, so I felt like I needed to play catch up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow. I mean, and I mean, I like I said, I appreciate your transparency because that's the only way that all of us will be able to get to a better place in our lives and, inevitably our relationships in the future. But I could relate. Like I said, this chapter was for me jaw dropping because a lot of it I saw myself. I think a lot of times the ones that are no good for you usually have those insecurities, and then they play those insecurities on you to the point where you start looking at yourself differently, and now you're acting differently. Now you're becoming a caged person. I remember getting to a point where I just became more mute. I didn't
yes.
have a voice because if I said the wrong things, to your
Mhm.
point, it's issues. If I look the wrong way, there's issues. Every man let him have told me every man wanted me. Everyone. And I'm just like, I can't win. You know what I mean? So I related to you so much where I could see in that chapter where your light was just dimming
Yeah.
and dimming.
And
And
then he was getting more brighter and brighter and brighter.
oh
And I had to just take it.
yeah. Yep.
And I found myself resenting a lot of the people who were befriending him because
Mm-hmm.
I was like, how, like, y'all don't see it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how can you be, how can you like this person? But I'm not going to lie to you. It took me a whole year to one day I was like, you're wearing a mask. Like, I remember us being in the car, him being in a real dark space. And if I have to extend grace, he probably had some like depressive issues going on. Real dark space. Like he would like sit in front of the steering wheel, drop his head, and we would just sit in the car in silence for like 5 to 10 minutes. Or him just like say real mean, nasty things to me. We walk in the gym and it'd be like a light switch. What up, everybody? And I was like, the fuck? Like that, it was crazy. So after that session, we get back in the car and I remember turning to him and I said, aren't you tired of wearing a mask? Isn't it exhausting? And he was like, what else am I supposed to do?
Oh, wow.
He's like, you think people want me to come in looking down and being unhappy? Still see it to this day.
Wow.
Still see it to this day.
That is incredible. That be how it be.
That's how it be.
And a lot of times it do have people fooled because they're able to switch on and switch off. So it almost make you look crazy when you start saying that
And
they're
my
the
thing is,
opposite of this.
I always feel like, so y'all don't like me because I'm being myself, but y'all like him for being fake. It made me feel away.
Oh, of course.
And I had to really forgive people who didn't even know I had a problem with. Some people down now that I just love to death. Like, because they had befriended him. And at the time, because I was antisocial Ari, and they didn't give me the same energy, I really didn't like them. I resented them. And it wasn't fair.
Right.
Because it was like, they don't know. They weren't asked to be put in that position. So when they would come around me in my space after me and him broke up and separated, I had to let go of that grudge. Like you really dislike them because of him.
Of course.
And I know for a fact, especially since I talked to some people, he would, a lot of us are dating the enemy. He would say one thing to me, you know she don't like you. You know she tried to talk to me. You know she was flirting with me, so now I don't like her. Find out years later, girl, he was saying you was this and you didn't like me because of this and this and this. And I was like, I never even paid any mind to you. Actually, I respected you because I liked how you lived. You had a cute little body. But he told me all these things. And the whole time I was thinking to myself, he was really isolating me from everyone.
That's what they do.
Like, he saw that people like me in my bubbly state. Because I'm a time. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, really, I am. Like, I'm not for everybody. I'm an acquired taste. But I'm a real person. I'm a genuine person. I don't lie. And I try real hard to love on people and be consistent with people. If I don't like you, I'm consistent. I stay away from you and I don't talk to you, but you know what you're going to get from me. If I like you, I'm your best friend. I will pour into you. I show up for you, and it is what it is. And the people who love me really love me. And I think he saw, and I think he was very jealous of the people who loved me, who really loved me. And he started slowly isolating me from them. Like every once in a while when the girls become friends with me, all of a sudden the next class I'll walk in, it's energy. Like I can almost tell he said something to them to be like, oh, you're getting too close to her type thing. Wow. And I was tired of it.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't see it in totality at the point.
Of course. No, I mean, of course, sometimes we don't realize. And, this is supposed to be a person that you trust. So, of course, you're going to believe, what he's saying. So it does, the plan works,
Yeah.
Their master plan works every time. And before you know it, it's like, wow, I really have nobody.
Yeah. You look up and you're by yourself.
Yeah.
All my male friends were isolated from me because what you need male friends for? All the females who I was cool with, she's trying to talk to me. So now it's, what I'm trying to say? It's like, it's the master manipulation behind it. Like you go into a relationship being genuine, giving of yourself, and this person is trying to destroy you. And you don't even know why.
You don't even know.
Like, what did I do to deserve this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been there, and it's just like, why would this person that supposedly loves me, why would they, do me so wrong? You know what I mean? And a lot of times, because now all you got is them, that also makes it harder to leave that person.
Absolutely.
It's like, where am I going?
They want you to be dependent on them in every kind of way possible. Now, the part that we always conflicted with was money. Because I'm a nurse. I make a bag.
Yeah.
He could never control me financially. I would buy something and I would catch hell. Like this, he had a period for like 3 or 4 months. He kept getting fired. He would get a job, get fired, get a job, get laid off. He would flip out at work, like have a crash out or a meltdown. Had to deal with
Mm.
that. And mind you, I was paying all the bills, and at this time, like he's just always at my house.
Wow.
And I would come in with a new pair of shoes, and I mean, you just buying all this stuff, and you know I'm going through financial stuff. Like you're living here rent free. You don't
Right.
have to pay for a meal. So now I feel guilty when I go out and buy something. So now that I stop buying things for myself, or I hide when I'm buying stuff.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. But that is how it be. Like you can't be you. You can't
Can't be you.
enjoy life because now you gotta worry about this person
Mhm.
all the time. So like you said, it was still walking on eggshells the whole entire time. Now I know that, obviously you've told us the duration of the relationship was the 2 years, but this was on and off, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because I know there were times that you did try to leave and, something would always draw you back to
Man.
him.
And
But
so we've had two major breakups. Well, out of the 2 years, he would do little manipulative stuff too. Like if we had a disagreement or a fight, or I did something that he didn't like, he would disappear for a week or 2 weeks. Like just
mm,
go. Like I wouldn't hear from him. I would call him, but I would see him posting online,
mhm.
or I would see him in someone else's picture online, and I'd be like, "Well, at least I know you're not dead."
Wow.
And then he would kind of just pop up when it was convenient for him. And the the first time I was really like just over it. I was like, you know what? I can do this by myself.
Mhm.
He actually had reached out to me. He had came over to my house like really late, and he was like, "Can we work it out?" And I'm not gonna lie, like we had went a couple of months without speaking. I was like,
Yeah.
I was finally gaining steam. You know, like the first 30 days is hell.
Oh yeah.
You like checking to see, you block a person, but you checking to see if they
Mhm.
called on your blocked in.
Yep.
We do that,
Yep.
obviously.
Yep. The
Okay.
voicemails, all
Yeah,
that.
checking to see, is he thinking about me? First 30 days was hell. A couple of months in, I'm like, okay, we cool. We all right.
Mm.
He had popped up, and he had given me a story. Like, I know I did you wrong, and I'm trying to transform my life. I want to go to the Navy.
Mm.
I said, okay, so at least you got a plan. So
Right.
I'm helping him, trying to enlist, trying to help take his test.
Mhm.
But he didn't meet the weight requirement. And when that happened, caught hell again.
Yeah.
So anytime something bad happened in his life,
It was
they say the person who usually catch hell is the one closest you know, to you. I would catch hell again.
wow.
Um, and then it was like it was like weird space, because I'm like, are we together? Aren't we together? Because you kind of just came back over and was like, I'm gonna do better, and these are my goals, and I'm saying okay, but the energy is shifted. Like
Mm.
when we walk into a place together, now I know you kind of speed up a little
Yep.
bit in front of me, so it won't look like we
We
drove
actually
here at the same
yep.
time, or we used to hold hands, and now it's like distance. And that's very indicative of somebody who says so much negative stuff about you that
Mhm.
now when you're in public, they have to be held accountable because they will look fake, right?
Yeah.
So if you're talking about the woman that you said that, oh, she this, she this, she this, but then 2 months later you come to the house asking for reconciliation, and now y'all are back together secretly, those people are clocking y'all.
Mhm.
Like, didn't you just say that she was this and this and this? So now you have to own that.
Yep.
And I felt that energy.
Wow.
Um, it was another time. This was the uh another time where the physical abuse had came in at. So we were in between on, in between off. But
Mm.
one of the biggest things that he struggled with was like suicidal ideations.
Mm.
And he would tell me. And I was scared for him. Like he would have a pattern. He would like stop shaving,
Mm.
stop showering. He would like just play the game. Especially if there was some financial issues going on.
Right.
Like he would sit in the dark a lot. So I would kind of like just
Mm.
pop up and do wellness checks on him.
Yeah.
And usually it was cool. Like I would like call if he had a phone, because it was times where his phone was off. I would just pop up and he would let me in, and we would just kind of sit in silence. But this particular night, and my sister told me, we had went out to the B side. We was getting drinks, And something in her, she was like, "Hey, I don't know where you about to go, but don't you go over that man's house."
Mm.
And I was like, "Huh?" She was like, "Don't go over there." And I was like, "I'm not going anywhere, girl." I went straight there.
Oh no.
I went straight there, and I knocked a couple of times, and he didn't answer. Then I knocked again. Now I'm scared, like, oh, did he really do it? Did he do it?
Right.
And he opened the door, and I'm like, okay. And he let me in, and I fall asleep.
Okay.
And I wake up to being slapped with a pillow. And I'm like, what? And he has my phone in his hand. Now, mind you, on again, like in between on and off, but I'm not even really talking to nobody, like, because I'm still stuck on him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You gotta get out. And I was like, for what? What's wrong? You gotta get out. So now he's hit me with the pillow. And now he's picked me up and he's dragging me out his house. Now he stays in a at the time he was staying in a 2-family.
Mm-hmm.
So he was upstairs.
Ooh.
So he's dragging me out the house. And you know the stairs that lead to,
they're deep.
they're steep.
Yeah.
He picks me up, flips me around, and his forearm is around my neck, and I'm arching my back. I'm looking at the ceiling like this, and my feet are dangling. And I start to get lightheaded, and he screams, "I'll fucking kill you!" And he throws me, and I do this,
Ooh.
and I catch myself before I fall down the stairs, and then I land on the top stair, and now we're both crying, and he's crying, and now he's looking at the window because there's a little window that's right by the top part of the stairs, and he's wearing a navy blue hoodie. And I look in his left pocket, there's a gun. And that's the first time I said in my life, like, I can't believe this shit. Like, I'm about to be on the news.
Wow.
You see, it's like the fairy tale. You see, well, but a nightmare. You see the stuff on the news, women who have been like killed because of passion.
Yep.
And I'm like, I had two thoughts. Do I have enough money for my son if I die?
Oh my God.
I'm thinking about what's the last thing I bought? I think I got like $1,500. And do I have enough money for a funeral? And we're just crying. And he's like, "Why is my life like this? Why is my life like this?" And mind you, I had came there. It was in the wee hours in the morning, probably like 1 or 2 in the morning, where everything's happening. We had cried so long, the sun came up. Like, it's like time had passed, because I look up and I see the sun peeking in, and I wipe my tears, and I said, "Are you hungry?" And I took him for breakfast afterwards, like a fucking idiot, girl. Again, if you see me in the streets, don't say nothing. Don't say anything to me. Okay. So after this, I went to therapy because I realized that I didn't care how I was loved as long as I could get it any kind of way, whether it was toxic. I felt so. I had spent most of my years saying, I'm never going to have a man that does this or never does that, that I had started manifesting the person that, I really didn't deserve. I didn't deserve someone who was verbally and emotionally and physically abusive to me. But I didn't believe I deserved a man who could be faithful. I didn't believe that I deserved a man that was all about me. I didn't believe, and I swear, ladies, please, if you in a position right now, I promise you, once you get up out of it and you take some time for yourself and you manifest, I promise you it will come. Because after this relationship, so got back together again after this.
I was gonna ask, was that it? Like, was that the final straw?
Oh, got back together again after this.
Oh wow.
It was awful, girl. And it was like after this. So I took him for breakfast and he dropped me off. Well, I dropped him off because he didn't have a car at the time.
Right.
I dropped him off and he said, "Stay up," and he dapped me. And I looked up at the ceiling and I said, "This man don't love me because we just went through all this." And you say, "Stay up" to me. So I created distance. And then he did the same thing he always do, which was like knock on the door and be like, "I'm gonna be different." And I took him back. So now we started dating in 2018. Now we're at 2020.
Okay.
COVID hit.
Pandemic, yep.
COVID hit. I ain't gonna hold you. COVID saved my life.
Wow.
COVID saved my life. So now we're on and off again, and I'm just in a situation I can't breathe. To the point now, if we're sleeping next to each other, I'm waking up in the middle of the night having nightmares, looking at him. I'm like, I know you on bullshit. Like,
Mm.
I know you are. I know you. I know that you're talking to other females. I know that you don't have my best interest at heart. And I'm just feeling empty at this point. But it's almost like now I got to commit to it. So,
Mm.
and I got to commit to it. I'm here now. COVID hit and everything is closing. But I still have to work. So I'm a hospice nurse at the
Right.
time.
Yeah.
And I'm going in and out of people's homes. So I was being conscious about, my body. And I'm like, so in my book, sorry for the way I talk about my body dysmorphia, eating disorders I've had before in the past. So I'm trying the gym is taken away. I'm in an awful dark space. So I'm like, okay, I'm a meal prep. I bought all this food, took it out to thaw. Chicken wings, that's important because he tried to play crazy and make a joke out of the chicken wings. Took out chicken wings, chicken breasts, salmon, all this stuff to thaw out. Left in the morning around 10, came back like around 4. All the food gone. I said, hey, babe, where the food at? So again, he's going through it. Uh, got laid off again. So now he in the back smoking and he on the game. And like, he was an on and off smoker, but I could tell he was going through something because it was an everyday thing now.
Yep.
And he come out and he was like, oh, I threw it away. Now, mind you, before he said that, I didn't want to get mad. So I checked the refrigerator. I checked the freezer. I checked the oven. I checked the trash.
Nothing.
Huh?
Right.
You threw away $50 worth of meat? Where is it? I said I threw away. It's gone. What's next? I looked at him and I said, don't worry about it. You can leave. I'm done with the relationship. The calmest I ever been. At that moment, I was like, I don't care what happened.
Right.
We're not going to be together.
I know that's right.
And he saw the seriousness in my face. And he was like, what? All hell broke loose. I ended up having to call the police. He was like, you want to do something about it? Call the police. I called the police. Now, mind you, I didn't want him to go to jail.
Right.
I didn't want him to be harmed because I understand how police treat black men. Girl, we in Mayfield.
Oh, yeah.
So, no, I didn't want to call the police, but now you're belligerent. And this is my space. I pay the bill.
Right. I was going to say this.
Now, ladies, this is what you don't do. 2 weeks prior, because he had got evicted from his house, the 2-family, I gave him a key. I gave him a key 2 weeks before COVID hit, and he got a piece of mail delivered to my house. You know what that makes him?
That makes him.
Oh, it makes him a resident. Yep. The police came and said, it's COVID. I can't kick him out. Y'all going to have to stay on different sides of the apartment. So this is April when this happens, April 2020. And I said, you know what? My contract or lease was coming up to be re-signed. I said, don't even worry about it. You can have this shit. That next day, my friends came and moved me out. My male friend, who he tried to keep me from while being friends with since college, because I'm not gonna lie, I went on IG and I did a like a little war cry. I was like, I need help, y'all. I usually don't talk about my business, but I gotta get up out of here. So because he's all about how he looks and reputation, he posted a picture of me and my mom moving out and saying all over some chicken wings.
Oh.
The gaslighting, the manipulation. At this point, I'm like, I don't care what y'all people believe. I got to get up out of here.
Yeah.
I'm not COVID. If y'all remember how COVID was when it first started, we thought we were going to die.
Yeah.
We didn't know how long we was going to be in the house. I'm not staying here with you. A nurse clocking over 75,000 back in 2020 had to move back in with my mom. My 3-bedroom, 2-bath apartment. You know how embarrassing it is if you have an autistic child who's used to normalcy and routine and you got to move out because he refused to leave. He was like, I'm not going nowhere. All right, fine, you can have it. So I let my landlord know I won't be returning, send in my letter, let them know, hey, you might have a squatter. I came back the next day, not the next day, but the next day after they moved me out for some last stuff. I had a couple of like trash bags of things I needed. He had flipped all my stuff out the trash bag, took all the trash bags, and he had finally moved out, and I had to re-clean up everything.
Yeah.
And I cried while I was doing it, but at least I knew it was over. And I knew it was over because I had made it public.
Wow.
See, before I was suffering in silence.
Yep.
Before I was like, well, if I keep under wraps how bad he's treating me, if I decide to go back, no one knows. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm a prideful girl. So when I made it public, and when people from the gym had came to move me out, I'm like, people invested their time.
Because now they're
to
involved.
they're involved. I was like, I can't embarrass them
Yeah.
and get back with that man.
Yeah.
And I ain't been back with that man since.
All right.
So
That's
it
it.
was hard.
Oh yeah.
It was hard. It's hard. But after that relationship, I remember going to my mom's house and just typing. I went into, like, how you remember you was just talking to me about how you did a whole year of journals. So every single Dr. Darius Daniels, he's one.
Oh yeah.
He's the minister I listen to. Every day I will listen to a sermon, and every day I will write out a quote or a scripture. And God just kept saying to me, if he did it for, if he did it, I would say to myself, if he did it for them, he'll do it for me. I would say it 10 times a day. If he did it for them, he'll do it for me. Wow. And I would just write out all these positive things. I can, I will, things like that. Like Walt Disney filed bankruptcy 6 times. You can do these things. You can do hard things. Like just positive things for me to read. And I'll post them on my wall and I would say them. My life shifted. My life shifted. I became an instructor. I started getting some notoriety in STEP. I got another position that paid almost double what I was getting. I started dating, and I really found what I like and what I disliked in men. I got with another person after him. Cool guy. Yeah. Just wasn't what I was looking for. Okay. But I learned how to have a healthy relationship and have a healthy separation. Wow. Like, not everything has to be a fight. Not everything has to be, we hate each other. It's just, hey, this is not what I want right now. And the breakup was so hard on me, it pushed me into therapy. So I went to therapy, and that's when I was diagnosed with ADHD. Okay. So my therapist was like, he just would listen to me jump from topic to topic. He was like, I hear what you got going on. Has anybody ever said you had ADHD? And I was like, sir, I'm going through hell.
Keep up.
Focus. I'm going through hell. Right. I was thinking about committing suicide, friend. Like, I don't care about ADHD right now. Testing me, I have severe ADHD. Wow. Which makes sense because I graduated top 10 in my class in my nursing school, but I study for 8 to 10 hours a day, and I'm not exaggerating. That's not me lying. Yeah. I would drop my son off to daycare, pick him up 8 hours later on the days that I wasn't in school, and then make dinner and then study some more, like, because I couldn't remember the information. But anyways, so all these things, God will tear you down to build you all the way back up. Amen. So I was at my lowest point when I left him. Again, started off with 3-bedroom, 2 bath, very nice apartment. Ended up having to move back in with my mom. Now I'm in a relationship with me and the father of my child is estranged because I completely cut him off for my new guy. Me having to rekindle friendships with my female friends because I just disappeared on them because I was emotionally and unable to be a good friend because I was suffering so bad. Now I'm trying to stay busy, so I'm dedicating myself to the gym. Body T. You know what I'm trying to say? Then I was asked to come step during COVID, and that opened the door for me to become an instructor. And then I'm looking for a place, apartment. I'm like, I gotta get out of my mom's house because again, our relationship is up and down. Right. Credit is good. A realtor reached out to me. When I said I was looking to rent, he was like, your credit good, babe. We gonna get you a house. Was able to find a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house for $400 less than what I was paying for my apartment. So not to scale back, but one of the nights that I was going to drive to go like do a wellness check on him, I had on 271 North into 90 to go into what is that? By here, 150. Well, whatever. So 150. I was going towards 156th Street. But anyway,
on 90 at that.
Yeah, I was on 90, going towards 90. I was right where Euclid is, like where that street is, and after you pass. But anyways, middle of the night, there was a big brick in the middle of the freeway. I hit it, dented my radiator,
Ooh.
ended up having to get a new car.
Uh-huh.
So I bought a new car the same week I bought a house. I had to finesse some stuff because you're not allowed to buy nothing till I
Right. I
get a
was
new
gonna say
house.
technically, yeah.
So I closed on my house on Wednesday,
Mm.
went and bought my new car on Thursday, and got my keys on Friday.
Wow.
God was working.
Won't God do
2020
it?
was a time, friend.
Okay.
Okay, so like, granted, January through April, a little touchy,
Yeah.
a little touchy. Okay, but when I say that I really dedicated myself to just staying in the Word,
Yeah.
going to the gym, saying positive things to myself, God really transformed my life. Started traveling to do step, um,
Mm.
and couple of hiccups came because this person is still very much in my community or whatnot. But I learned how to persevere
Mm-hmm.
through obstacles. I learned how to keep a straight face during pain. I learned
Yeah.
how to not fall to pieces every time things didn't go my way because that used to be my pattern. Like, oh, my heart broken. I'm leaving the gym. I'm leaving my job. I'm starting from scratch. I learned that, I'm in a different age now. Like now I'm 31 because we started off when I was in my like 20, 28. So now it's late 28, about to turn 29. So now I'm 31. I'm like, we can't keep this up, Ari.
Mm.
Every time you're uncomfortable, you can't start from scratch. You just have to keep pushing.
Mm.
And, I'm grateful. So, and I learned how to advocate for myself. I learned how to speak up for myself and say, no, thank you. I'm not doing that.
Mm.
I learned how to look out for the red flags.
Yeah.
I saw the red flags in the guy that I started dating immediately after him. And I said, you're not a bad person, but you got some things going on. And I feel like God will absolutely give you the same scenario with a different person
Oh
to see
yeah.
if you learned your
That's
lesson.
awesome. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is deja vu. Don't worry about it, God. I hear it this time. I said, and I'm thriving alone.
Yes.
Like my bank account is bigger when I'm not with a man.
Mm.
My body's typically better when I'm not with a man. No shade, no tea, just being
Right.
honest because I'm 100% focused on myself.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about, oh, I can't pick up another shift because we haven't spent time. Or I can't go to the gym 3 times in a day because he gonna think I'm crazy. Like it's all about what I want.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, 2018 to 2020 was the worst time of my life, but it was so necessary because it really has shaped me into the person that I am now. It's taught me self-love. It's taught me what I do and don't want in relationships. Still working on things, still in and out of therapy because I had to realize that some of the trauma responses I had with him because I never wanted to get back into the mindset of being so dependent on somebody
Mm-hmm.
to where now with my fiance, I'm like, okay, I have to really be careful not to be hyper independent out of fear that I need someone to survive or they'll put me in a position to where I'm dependent on them.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So listen, this has been really good, really juicy, and we just couldn't put it all, trying to squeeze it onto one episode. It's not fair to y'all and the ones that are really, truly taking these nuggets and really learning from them. So I gotta do us all a favor and be able to do part two. But part two, it gets so much better, girl. It gets so much better, y'all. Beauties and gents, y'all do not want to miss this because listen, we are in for a change that we didn't see coming. And Ari's going to let us know how that transition went from broken and brokenhearted to now flourishing and engaged. So, y'all, again, don't want to miss how God will flip the script and give you a better future. And it's a beautiful story. So, I will see you guys on that particular episode, part two. Ari, you know, we ain't going nowhere. We locked in. We about to finish this up. But for you guys, again, make sure if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, make sure you like, share, because and again, comment. Let us know. Have you guys been through the same struggles? Are you still maybe going through it and trying to figure your way out of this? How do you maneuver through it? We're gonna be able to answer that in part two. So again, make sure you check us out. And of course, until then, let's make a change.